Greetings and welcome to my new calculus channel. My name is John Gabriel. So today I'm going to talk once again about the importance of number and how over the past couple of thousand years mainstream mathematics academics have failed miserably to capture its meaning, its essence, and to rigorously establish its foundations. So let's begin. Now, we were having a discussion really in one of the discords, recently in one of the discords, and some of the smarter members, someone goes by the handle AAA, asked a number of questions, and I assumed that this person already knew these things, but of course I'm not surprised because it takes a long time to understand, a very long time to understand this foundation, especially if all your life you've been trained differently and taught different things. So here I give you the, the 7-step definition, or really the 6-step definition and the 7-step of completion to show you that the ancient Greeks actually understood all these things. It's the fools of the last few thousand years who came after them who do not understand. Now, so his problem was that he got confused about the word rate, and so a rate is never anything more than a number. I mean, a number comes from ratio. Okay, so you cannot have number unless you start with ratio. And ratio of what? Ratio of magnitudes. And of course, a magnitude cannot be a number, because if it were, then the definition would be circular, right? So no, you cannot start with number itself. Okay, every number is a rate in the sense that a rate is a fraction, and 1:1 is most definitely a rate. It compares to quantities, one to itself. So a rate is really equal to proportion. It's just another word for proportion. Okay, and a rate requires two parts. You cannot have a rate without two parts, because that's what a rate is. It's a comparison. Okay. For whom do those bells toll, I wonder? Okay. I don't know if you can hear the bells toll in the background, but they toll at random times. Okay. 1 is a rate because it means 1/1. Okay. And so a few jokes there, a few lighthearted banter. Now, this number poster, okay, shows how the first 4 steps, these steps 1 through 4, were simply ignored by the foolish mainstream mathematics academics, and yet the entire machinery of arithmetic and the foundations on which number is built is lost without these 4 steps. Without ratio, you don't have number. You might have set theory, but set theory fails to provide a valid definition of number in every respect, okay? For example, set theory tries to mimic these 4 steps, but it fails from the first one. What is a magnitude in set theory? And if you can get past that, you might have a ratio in the form of 2 sets. But still, you fail when you get to step 4, which is about quotientness. Now notice, quotientness is not possible using sets, because sets deal with whole elements and assume that natural numbers are already in place. Okay, so quotientness is mentioned in definition 3 of book 5 in the Elements, and there is no English equivalent. It's a word that describes a division, an equal division of the parts of a ratio without using number at all. It's a concept based entirely on magnitudes. In other words, if a magnitude measures both parts of a ratio, then it has quotientness. And yes, indirectly, when you measure, you do count. Believe it or not, when you say 1, 2, 3, you're actually measuring. In fact, you're dividing as well, but you didn't know that. So, no wonder the mainstream math idiots never understood the concept of number. They never realized that the first four steps are the foundation and that the foundation belongs to geometry, okay? These four steps are geometrical. There's nothing there about number. Number is introduced in step 5 and it's completed in 2 steps, okay? 5 and 6 are number. Now, 7 is a ratio without measure. That's when you look at the constants, such as the so-called golden ratio, pi, e, square root 2, those are all constants. They're not numbers. As I've explained in my last video with phi, okay, that 1.681 or 1.618, etc., whatever it is, not important. Now, what is important to realize is that the theory of fractions, the entire theory of fractions, the entire theory of arithmetic was possible already from Book 5. Did the ancient Greeks write these things down? They actually didn't. I had to do that. And I do that in this article, Theory of Fractions from Book 5 of Elements for Dummies. This is so important that I'll never sell it. It's available free. It has been read and studied thousands of times. Okay. In fact, it's going to be hundreds of thousands of times soon. But without this, you cannot understand number or the arithmetic operations. It's just impossible to grasp or gain a good understanding of mathematics without this article. So I'm going to provide a link to that. And also, I'd like to advertise my books that are on sale. Okay. This is the latest one, The Importance of Learning the Right Way, and what does division mean in mathematics, and how does it affect all other arithmetic concepts. So it's very cheap. It's only $9.99. Well, let's say $10 or €10, whatever. There's one for your toddlers. That means kids as young as 2 to 5 years old can actually learn all the four basic arithmetic operations with fractions, by the way. They can learn to do everything. They can learn to subtract, add, divide, and multiply in that particular order and understand what they're doing. Does that sound absolutely amazing? Well, guess what? That's what this book here teaches you. And by the way, I have a little admission to make. I'm still providing this free on academia, but you can support me by either contributing here by buying a electronic copy or just going to academia.edu and downloading the free copy. I've left it on academia because I do care about young kids. Actually, I care about older kids too. So that's why I'm leaving that free there, because it shows you how to understand these things, provided you know how to count in natural numbers. Okay. It's not a complete understanding, because for that you need theory of fractions from book 5 of Elements for Dummies. Okay. This is a brilliant article that explains everything you need to know about fractions, operations of arithmetic, numbers, etc., why you do the things that you can do in arithmetic. Nothing like this has ever been written before. Okay. Nothing. And dedicated this article to my late mother, who was a pure Greek from the island of Lesbos, on which I currently reside. And that's pretty much it. This was the end of this discussion on Discord. If you want to become a member, you'll have access to these two channels, Lobby and Questions. And I encourage you to become a member, or to join, actually. To get access to all the other channels, you have to study the new calculus and pass a 10-question, a multiple choice 10-question exam to gain entrance. And usually we expect you to get 10 out of 10. So, and you're allowed to take it as many times as you like. So that's pretty much it. Not already a subscriber, click on the subscribe button. Also, you are encouraged to join my members only, because there I share a lot more information that I do not share publicly. Okay. So not everything, but yes, a lot more. And an example is this discussion that I showed you in a Discord channel called Geometry. Okay. So I talk about a lot of things. Okay. And yes, that's pretty much it. So I'm John Gabriel. This is New Calculus Channel. Till next time.